Okay, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thanks for watching. We were definitely out on the go for this one. It's the 26th edition of Ham Radio University for 2025, and there's the logo right there. Like I said, 26th edition, and it is the ARRL New York City, Long Island Section Convention. Jim Measy, W2KFV, is Section Manager. Ed Wilson was there, N2XDD, the Director of the Hudson Division, with David Galletti, KM2 Oscar, who is the Vice Director, and lots of other dignitaries. Clubs were there, presenters were there, and we were there. Let's take a look. All right, we made it to Ham Radio University, LIU Post, Brookville, New York. Let's go inside. Let's check out the club room.
WI2M. And how about the name Joe?
Very good. Thank you.
How are you looking for a while? Because I couldn't get past
Long Island CW Club.
So
I'm going to try and make the meeting the next one.
Great South Bay. Long Island Mobile Amateur Radio Club. ARRL. W2DQ, Suffolk County Amateur Radio Club, the longest actively running club on Long Island. Local media coverage. Check in. All right, let's go check out some presenters and some seminars. Okay, building your first HF station with KC2KY.
Ladder line. Less loss than coax, but the downside is it's not 50 volts.
Okay, the Mars presentation with KE2UK.
So we're really lucky, and he will hold your hand and help you out via Zoom, via whatever software that goes in your computer. So we represent the nation's reservoir of electric experts. Mars is a military auxiliary, it utilizes the resource for defense. Just through the service of these citizen volunteers that Army Mars can accomplish. It is pretty cool, and there's a lot of veterans that
W2GSB, the Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club special event station there, operating on the air with their hex beam antenna. Nice setup. Okay, the ARRL Forum with Jim Measy, Ed Wilson, and Dave Galletti presenting to the membership.
Special membership offer for you.
There we go.
The deal of a lifetime.
Yeah, deal of a lifetime. An offer you can't refuse. Right.
Yes, sir.
It's phenomenal. I think it's great. I just want you to give a little more pitch on what you get for your ARRL.
Yeah, so your ARRL membership, $59 a year. You get digital access to 4 different magazines. QST, which is our flagship magazine.
And all the archives.
And all the archives going back to the early 1900s. On the Air magazine, which is a bi-monthly magazine geared towards the newer ham or the returning ham, which breaks down some of the newer technologies, has some hand-on primers. A couple of months ago, there was an article about putting connectors on coax cable. There's a lot of articles about building in there, some different antennas you can build. There's the National Contest Journal. If you're into contesting, it's a great magazine. And then there's QEX. If you're into any home brewing or old school experimenting, that's the magazine for you. It's a little on the thinner side, but very, very, I guess it's written for electrical engineers on that
Yeah,
type
it's
of.
technical.
Yeah, very, very, very technical.
Absolutely.
Not only do you get those magazines in the digital format, you have the ARRL going to bat for you in DC with any sorts of issues that we might have. A lot of these big companies are coming after our precious bandwidth. So we have people out there fighting for us down in DC. Yes.
News 12 Long Island local media on site doing a piece, and I'll present more information at the end of the video.
Effective radio power of 100 watts
Basics of HF operating with Mel, KS2G.
Operating sideband, you have to be mindful of band and subband edges, because on single sideband, your signal is typically 2.5 to 3 kilohertz wide. Therefore, you have to stay at least 3 kilohertz from the edge of the band or subband in which you're operating. That means when you're on lower sideband, you have to make sure you're 3 kilohertz above the band edge, and when you're on upper sideband, you need to be 3 kilohertz below the band edge. This is easy to misunderstand because you tend to look at your frequency readout, and these days frequency readout is digital, and it doesn't give you your VFO frequency may look like you're inside the band, but you're not, because the bottom edge of the 40 meter general subband, let's say, is 7.175, and you want to set your your VFO to transmit no lower than 7.178 to stay in band. On 20 meters, the top of the 20 meter phone band is 14.350. You want to transmit no higher than 14.347. If you don't believe me, look at this, okay? So here is something I pulled off a contest a couple of years ago. Here is II2S, 57 is beam heading from where I am. Back, too many buttons. There we go.
On their own.
Okay, this was another jam-packed classroom, EMCOMM with W2KFE and W1 EMR. Great presentation.
It's fine. Yes, sir.
The example would be the marathon, the Long Island Marathon.
Right, they do that.
Before they run laps in Island Park. When they closed down the lawn floor, and we were one there, we've been working with races through OEM.
Through OEM, right, so OEM requested you guys.
So they requested races and we
Races.
responded with them.
Right, so I'm trying to understand where.
All right, maybe you're getting this mixed up. One, Orgstrom is a training.
Okay.
It's not an organization.
It's not an organization per se. It's a level of training showing competency for any of the skills, whether it's COML, COMT, that you know what you're doing.
Got it.
And then in the incident command system under Linux, there's a communication unit which has.
So you're calling it, so it's a standard.
It's a that's the easiest way to put it. Standardized training. It's a standardized training that's recognized for the entire country.
Take me as an example. I'm in Red Cross, okay? I'm in the Aries, I'm in Races, I'm in React, I'm in CERT, I'm in, pick a bunch of letters, I'm in it.
Right, but the problem with that is that you can't serve all of those things at once.
Exactly, but here they're trying to standardize the training so that it umbrellas everything that you know, and now we can tell you that we need you here.
Right.
We need you there. You may be coming in and wearing a shirt that says that you're ARRL, but we need you over here for the.
When you go into an event as an OGSCOM person, okay, you're not going in as Nassau County Areas or ACs, New York City.
Okay, this is the CW presentation with WB2UZE. He was the gentleman giving my code out at the beginning of the video, and he's affiliated with the Long Island CW Club, a popular club worldwide. Great presentation on CW.
Or there's some, sometimes I play CW for the instructors that has maybe 4 or 5 signals on top of each other, and I see if people can find the weakest one, this man gets it. And that's the type of training we used to do in my class, to have an impossible recording, and you think you're listening to the loudest one, but I say, no, it's the weakest one we want to listen to, and he would get it now. So Ken, why don't you talk a little bit about how you learned CW and any tips you have for, the people here today?
Okay, well, I learned CW simply because in the 1960s, it was required to know CW to get your ham radio license. So my mom's friend was a ham. He started tutoring me. It was a straight key. It was an oscillator. And start out with dits, these just little short things, and then DAWs a little longer. And he would have me send them, and it was basically dit. The idea was to make them as uniform as possible. Each dit was the same length as another dit. The spacing between them was the same. We do the same thing for DAWs. DAWs are a little bit longer, but the space between the DAWs was the same as the space between the dits. And then we would just alternate, did-ah, 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 concentrating on uniformity of spacing and the length of the character.
Okay, this is Rick Bressler, K2RB, giving a demonstration on his Flex Radio operating FT8. Very knowledgeable. Okay, this has to be my favorite presentation. It's ham radio satellites with Peter, W2JV. Not an open seat by the middle of the demonstration. A couple of late stragglers, but it was jam-packed. Great presentation. I go to it every year.
But I'm focusing more on the ISS. Take your time. Come on in.
Hi, Peter.
Hello, Steve.
How's things?
No, they're just fine. Decided we can operate a lot of satellites. The easiest satellite to operate, the easiest satellite to listen to and do work with, and we'll prove it here, is the ISS. And I think that by tomorrow, if you're really interested, you'll be able to hear the ISS. So that's my goal. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. You know, no matter if you make one contact, 1,001 contacts, or you just listen, or like one fellow who started a company, CSN Technologies. Has everyone bought the SAT tractor? Great product, right?
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable is right. They sat in here, back in 2010, and they said, you know what, I think we can develop a better product than SAT PC32, which is, SAT PC32 is an excellent program, you know, if you're at a base station, but it's a little old, a little cranky. But that SAT is phenomenal. I don't get any money, by the way. I'm not part of the group, but they're doing well. So you see, you never know where this will take you. Anyway, so that's exciting. So again, no expectations. I have a question. Let me see how this works. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Quiz now. The prizes aren't very good. Hey, welcome. Welcome. We got some seats back here too. Okay. Take your time. No running. No running. No injuries. All right. Come on in. Come on in. By the way, if we run late, so what? If you want to stay here 12, there's lunch hour. So you can stay if we want. We can talk. I don't think we're going to get through the whole thing because I talk too much. Anyway, all right. It's an Oscar. Which one is it? A07. A07 was launched in 1974. We didn't expect that satellite to last more than a few years. In fact, it failed after a few years. The battery shorted, and it was not heard from for another 10 years. It came to life. A British ham heard the beacon and said, I think we've got something here. What happened? The batteries opened again. So now it only operates in sunlight. Yes, question?
Yeah, just the telemetry. So working telemetry.
Yes.
What would that mean?
Basically, it's digital data that's being sent from the satellite. The sensors they have there to measure temperature, really to measure the battery voltages. Those at the end of the whip antenna, it works very well. Again, you've got to be in an area where you have good, clear visibility to the horizon, not any obstructions in your way. You want to go the next step, they're not too expensive, the ARRL or ELK antenna, and a dual VFO HT, which most of us have. And I still had and using FT8 along with another radio. Really, it doesn't take much. And then the Amsat.org, you know, that is one-stop shopping. You go there and you're going to get all the information about what attacks will happen. So, just program those frequencies in. When the person speaking starts to get wobbly, now Doppler is affecting them. You've got to switch now to the next preset. That's all it is. Now your Doppler's corrected for you. Easy peasy, right? Easy satellite. No sweat on that. So you'll see how easy it is to program that in. Okay, Amsat, first thing we're going to do, let's see what's working. This is our sheet, and it's every day it's active. So you can see, I want to work A0123, that's FM sound. Well, it's not operating, they're having a problem. You can see the blue means it's operational. Amateurs will say, yes, I work the satellite. In red, it's not. Yellow is telemetry. So you look down, oh, the ISS FM, okay, there you go, right? Is in range. That's a good one. But there's the websites. If if you want to, use a browser for the website, there's the software. There's the company CSN Technologies with SAT. Keith was the guy that came into the class and said, I think I could form a company. Okay, there's the one dual band HT, right, Yagi antenna, 2 HTs, that's the next step to go to. You hear down all mode, really where you can go all mode, sideband CW, and then if you really want to go to a base station. Some more satellite resources, again, you'll have that copied down. Really. So you can do a lot of things. Rover is very popular. You go to a grid square that's not popular, boy, you can become popular very quickly, where it's not one. A lot of folks go out to Montauk. That's not a grid square that's often given out. You can sit on a parking lot and you'll have a ball just with your HT and you work a lot because it's a grid square that a lot of people don't have, really. So, now we talked about the future. We're working on larger satellites, putting them in a LEO orbit, and then learning from the different instruments we have on board, doing the testing, if we can take this to the next level, to a LEO orbit. So that, we're working hard on that. Again, we pretty well resolved the deorbiting issue, so we're on our way really to soon, hopefully within the next year, to get a satellite testing bed in space, really.
The club room. Yeah, it's lunchtime. All right, charged up and ready to go for round 2. This is FT8 Basics with N2WPT.
You're not going to make contact, so that's important. Windows stuff is enough. By the way, the software is also available for Linux and Macs. Okay, the advantages, I've mentioned most of them. Pipsqueaks can do DX. I consider myself a proud member of the Pipsqueak Club. 100 watts on a wire. No need for big antenna systems, wires, indoor antennas, vertical antennas, flagpole. Oprah Winfrey gave everybody a new car. FT8 gives everyone a band scope. If your rig does not have a band scope, you're going to get one now. No need for amplifiers. 100 watts is plenty. QRP will work as well. And life might be too short for QRP, but 100 watts, because you don't necessarily get all the power all the way to the antenna, depending on, because all antennas are compromised. Somebody said that about an hour ago. And it's easy logging. The logging is semi-automatic. And it makes an ADF file, no need to convert anything. Okay, why is it so good?
Okay, that was just a sample of Ham Radio University for 2025. I had a great time. The attendance was very well. But that was just a sample. There were many more presenters that I wasn't able to get into because some of these seminars were running concurrently, so there's no way to sit at them all. So that was just a sample. So go check out hamradiouniversity.org. All the information from all the presenters will be put on the website. They also have a YouTube page, Ham Radio, at Ham Radio University, NLI. In addition to that, check out the Hudson Division, hudson.arrl.org, the New York City, Long Island section of the ARRL at nli.arrl.org. In addition, some of the clubs that were there that are great clubs, limark.org and suffolkcountyradio.org as well. The Great South Bay was in attendance. In addition to that, Radio Central was also at the club section. That's the News 12 website I was talking about. You can get the news story that made the local media, News 12 Long Island. Give it a search, Ham Radio University Educational Conference, which was held at the Long Island University Post Campus, Brookville, New York. But if you missed it, don't worry. It'll be back next year. Ham Radio University 2026 is already in the planning stages. Right after 2025 is in the books. So if you missed it this year, head on down to next year, New York City, Long Island. There were people from near and far. There was actually one ham radio operator from the UK in attendance. So people come from near and far. It's a great event, a great learning experience. Ham Radio University for 2025. All right, comment below. Tell me what you think if you were at the venue or if you plan on going to the venue, and what did you think of some of the presenters. Thanks for watching, everyone. Ham Radio on the go, and we'll catch you next time. 7-3, thanks for watching.